Alex, it's really good to see you. How nice is it to be back at Seaford College today?
It's so nice, it's such a delight to be walking around the grounds again and bringing all the memories flooding back, and it's great to see all the improvements and changes that Mr. Green's making to the school as well. I mean, we've got the new sports hall over the back, which the school has been crying out for years now. It's a pleasure to see that Mr. Green's really deciding to act on improving the school. It's such a delight.
Now, why are you back? It's all to do with your dissertation that you're doing at the University of Warwick.
It is indeed. So I'm a third-year computer scientist at the University of Warwick, and as part of our dissertation projects, we essentially have to devise and implement a project of our choice. I chose to identify a gap in the education technology market, hence why I'm back today. So I'm developing a system that's very similar to what Seaford's currently implemented with Firefly, but taking more of a graphical approach to it. So a lot of the systems that exist in the market, so you've got like Firefly, Show My Homework, Frog OS, they're all very limited in their scope. So the gap in the market that I've identified is essentially being able to very quickly and easily show how a student is doing through the year in terms of like a graph or some sort of graphic to very simply show them their performance. So it's similar to the target grades that you've got here at the moment.
The challenge grades that they have at the moment.
That's it. So a system very similar to that, but more extended and more sort of concurrently updated. So rather than a student having to wait for every term, every half term to get these results, they can get it as soon as they've submitted an assignment. The second it's graded, it's going to be up on the site. They can see their performance very visually.
We've been watching you this morning working with a student. How beneficial has that been to you, just to look at what you're doing and him pointing out things to you?
Yeah, so it's incredibly beneficial because the way the system's being developed, it's important to ensure that it's as usable as possible. Being a system for teachers, students, parents, school admin staff, it's important that it is as intuitive for all of those users as possible. So it's necessary for me to come back here, to get some actual students and teachers to test the system, show me where it's working, where it's not working, what could be improved. User acceptance testing, basically. It's great that Seaford's having me back as well. To be honest with you,
Alex was a cracking student. He was one of our best students when he was here, and it's brilliant to see that he's done so well. And it's lovely to welcome him back in, actually, and to get the students that we've got here to meet him and see how successful he's been has been a real pleasure, actually. Well, I think it gives them a sense of what it's like in the real world, and it's important for them to see something that they can really aspire to. And he's done incredibly well, and the system that he's come back to share us today is fantastic, and I've no doubt he's going to be very successful in his career. But as a role model for our students, it's brilliant to have somebody so positive as Alex back.
I think that the one thing I can take away from Seaford College is the fact that I made so many good friends here, and I'm sure they're all going to watch this video and laugh at me later, but I think that there was a solid group of us in sort of from year 9 through to 6th form that became friends. We're still friends to this day. For some of them I think they've known each other since they were like 5 years old as well, but there's a good 20-25 of us that are just the tightest knit, and it's such a pleasure speaking to my sister, who I think she was here for a few years as well. So many friends as well that she has just got from the college. It's Seaford College isn't just a school, it's like a family of people. You don't leave the school and that's it. You just don't know any of the people anymore. It's when you leave, you take the friendships and the connections and everything you've made here. It all stays with you. It's made us who we are today, really.